What's going on, everybody? This is Corey Edmonds again, and today I am giving you another free download here to help you understand in your pressure washing business if you can afford to hire more employees, an office manager, a crew manager, maybe it's a salesperson, whatever. So this is a free download. Just go into the description and below, fill out your information, click the link, fill out your information. This will automatically be emailed directly over to you. I'm dubbing this the bills calculator. I use this calculator in my business to cut bills. We had a big slowdown this year, right? And as you're a bigger company, you start to feel the economic changes a little bit because it's hard to keep 6, 7 crews busy every single day. So a bit of a slowdown. So we use this calculator to lower our bills and kind of undo what we had done in our last growth years. It's the same thing that tech companies are doing right now. They overloaded with employees pre-COVID to really fund growth. And then the big, slowdown came, and now they're kind of like undoing everything. So this can also be used to help you do that and also help you understand if you can afford a new employee or an office manager, a crew manager, whatever. So let's go ahead and dive into this thing. So the first thing that you're gonna fill out is your bills. So this column here and this column here, I go directly to my bank statement for this. And so what I'm doing is I'll pull up 2 months worth of bank statements and just write down all the bills. You're gonna fill out all your bills in here. I have some sample data in here right now. So you can see I have a trash bill, car insurance bill, service app, rent, Apple, Google, electric, internet, AT&T. So you get the gist, right? So now all of that adds up into a weekly, a monthly, and a year total. So as you can see, our fixed bills are right here. They're being displayed right here. My weekly overhead is $855. So in this scenario here, my monthly overhead, this is whether we do business or not. These bills are just constantly ringing in, okay? So my fixed bills for the month is $3,423, okay? So this is all a scenario. This is fake data. And then for the year, it's gonna cost me $41,000 to keep the doors open, okay? So you get a general idea of what your fixed costs are. Now we're gonna move on to what I call your variable expenses. This is labor, this is cost of goods, this is gasoline, right? All your fixed bills, that is just to have the business, okay? Now we're gonna dive into our variable costs. You can go here next and go ahead and plug these in. Labor. So I have labor plugged in at 27%. I pay performance pay to our technicians, so we cap it at 20%. But there's an additional 5 to 6 to 7%, usually what I factor in for callbacks, little knick-knack issues here and there, and payroll tax. So if you're not familiar with payroll tax is what you hold out of the employee's check and you send to the feds to fund programs like Social Security, Medicare. So that is what you hold out. Now, you as an employer have to match that employee's payroll tax. So if you hold $300 out of someone's check, then you take that $300, your company takes another $300, and you send off $600 to the government. So the feds actually tax you for having employees. So that is what I factor in for payroll tax. I use a multiplier of like 1.3 to kind of overestimate. That includes workers' comp, our payroll tax, whatever. So if I know an employee costs me $20 an hour, I'm gonna grab my calculator here. I use 1.3 as a multiplier. So if that employee's costing me $20 an hour, I go 20 times 1.3, and that gives me $26 an hour. So if you're paying somebody 20 bucks an hour, they're actually costing you closer to $25, $26 an hour. Okay, so it's good to keep in mind, especially if you're budgeting for big jobs or commercial jobs or whatever it is. Good thing to keep in mind, in your back pocket when you whip out your calculator to estimate your labor. Okay, now that we have labor figured out, I have 27%. I do not want to exceed 27%. When it comes to marketing, I do not want to exceed 5%. We're typically running 5 to 6% this year. So in my growth years, I would run 10 to 12%. I'd like crazy spends on marketing. Now this year, we're kind of like dialing back. We're trying not to overspend. We're trying to save as much money as possible and be profitable. So we've really curtailed the marketing budget back. COGS. So technically your labor is a cost of good, okay? So a cost of good is everything that you pay out to go do business. So You pay out labor to your technicians. Usually a salesperson commission is a cost of goods, depending on which accountant you talk to. Gasoline to get to the job, that's a cost of good. Bleach is a cost of good. Your degreasers are a cost of good. Your small tools and supplies that go directly to that job, whether it's like tarp or painter's tape or whatever it is, that is also a cost of good. Okay, so I try to cap our cost of goods at about 5%. Okay, now I also have commission in there, 10% commission. So this will help you figure out if you can pay a salesperson. If you don't have a salesperson and you're really not paying yourself much as a business owner and you're thinking about hiring employees, what I recommend you do is pay yourself that commission. Okay, so determine what commission you're gonna pay yourself as the business owner that commission on top of whatever you're paying yourself. So you got to pay yourself. So that's what I did. Anytime I dropped out into the field, I dropped out and did sales, or I, held down the office, I took their salary on top of my normal salary to go do their job, since I was wearing 2 hats in the business, as we grew. So if somebody called out, I would jump in the car and go do estimates. I would go jump in the truck, go do jobs. I paid myself that on top of my salary. Okay, miscellaneous. I just gave ourselves a little bit of 5% little wiggle room there for any other costs. And then now you have collections rate that plays in effect. Okay, so I'm gonna actually put together a whole definitions list so that if you are unfamiliar with some of these definitions, it's gonna help you understand what the heck I'm talking about. Collections rate. A lot of times we do jobs, but we don't collect the money for it right then and there. On commercial jobs, there's 90 days sometimes. So that can really affect your cash flow. I'll get into that in another story. If you're collecting 100% every single time you do a job, put 100 there. I would guarantee that most people are probably not. They're probably collecting 85, 95%, somewhere in that range. Okay, there's always some accounts receivable. Okay, now if you want to plug in a crew manager, you can plug their weekly pay in here and that's gonna populate. You're filling out all the yellow boxes here. Your office manager, if you wanna hire an office manager, you'll plug them in. If you wanna hire a general manager, you'll plug them in. And then what it's going to do, it's gonna populate everything across the board. So if I have my management team here, okay? In this scenario, it costs me $140,000 a year to pay a crew manager, an office manager, and a general manager. The reason there's $200 here is because this guy's like a hybrid. So we pay him $200 a week to get the guys out, get the guys in, fix and repair the trucks, right? And then go do jobs every single day. Okay, so that's like a hybrid position. Now let's go down here and let's look at our weekly, monthly, and yearly revenue. Okay, this is just a ballpark to get your brain thinking, get your creative juices flowing. So again, this is breaking down everything. So what is my weekly revenue that I'm doing? So in this scenario, we have $18,000. Okay, we're gonna do $18,000 a week. Based on 100% collections, we collected all of that $18,000. There it is. We collected all of the sales tax on that and paid that out. That leaves us with the rest of our costs. So this breaks down all of our costs into a little mini profit and loss for you. So you can see, can I actually afford the commissions? Can I afford the office manager? Can I afford the labor or the crew manager or the office manager, whatever? So this just gets you in the mood. This isn't like a perfect solution, but it gives you an idea if you want to scale your pressure washing business, if you can afford those new employees, the office manager, the crew manager, the labor, the technicians, the commission, whatever, okay? So as you can see, our bottom line revenue is $3,200 per week. So on a monthly basis, that would be $12,000 a month. Fairly decent, right? It's fairly decent if you're not working in the business, right? Okay. If you're working in the business and you're collecting this, general manager salary as well, then you're really taking the cake, okay? If you're working in your business, there's a lot of money that you could actually be paying yourself between, a salary and distributions in your company. So anyhow, thanks so much for watching. If you want to download this, check that description below, fill out your information, and this thing will get automatically emailed directly over to you. Have a wonderful day. See you later.